Hey y'all, Cheng Bullock here with Minted Assets. So I'm just driving back from the Central States Show, one of the larger coin shows of the year in Schaumburg, Illinois. And I wanted to take a second and, while I was making a pit stop here to get some gas, kind of share some thoughts with you that I've been thinking about over the last few hours as I've been driving. Um, the Central States Show, I wanted to first report on the Central States Show, kind of what my thoughts were about it, but also a couple takeaways that I had going to the show, some reminders of some things about going to a coin show that I wanted to share with maybe some of you that have never gone to a coin show and all of that sort of stuff. But first, the Central States. The Central States Show, super well attended. 400 plus tables out there. It's, again, like I said, one of the largest shows of the year. There was a lot of activity. There was a lot of public seemed to be there. The dealers seemed pretty positive about the market itself in general. In case you don't know, the metals market has been in an elevated state for the bulk of this year. It's been steadily rising. And even though it's taken a pullback in the last few days, most dealers that I spoke to feel strong about where it's going to be for the rest of this year, as well as I. Political unrest, threats of war, uncertain economic times always leads to stronger, elevated market prices for metals. And I feel strongly that for the rest of this year, at the very least, metals are going to stay, elevated, and it's going to drive a lot of the collectible pricing when it comes to coins and metals. And even paper money. I'm seeing really strong results in paper money as well. So again, super happy about the show. It was a definitely a busy, active show. Lots of enthusiasm, long lines to get in on the first day. So that was cool to see. But going to the show, there was a couple of things that I thought of that I really wanted to share with you guys. And, I go to most of the major shows throughout the year. And if you haven't gone to a coin show yet, as you're starting to collect or invest into precious metals, invest a little time to go, because you're going to learn a lot of things about the market, about the industry, which are important. And most of all, and probably the most important thing that I see, is you want to meet the people behind the names of the companies that are out there. You can do a Google search and find, hundreds and thousands of coin dealers out there, right? But what's most important is you meet the people that are behind those names. At least that's the way it is for me. And that's not a knock against anybody who just likes to anonymously buy coins on eBay or, some of the other companies that are out there that are e-com companies. I don't have any problem with that. If you're comfortable doing that, then great. But for me personally, I like to buy coins and I like to buy paper money from people that I like, from people that I want to support. Because again, I work hard to get my money. I'm sure most, and if not all of you guys do. And you want to know that your hard-earned money is going to people that you're helping to support. That's kind of a neat feeling. And also, too, people that you trust, people that you feel like is providing you a good service, providing you knowledge. I think that's important. And because the two most important things to me when I'm working with dealers in the industry is, one, I want to know that that person is passionate about what they do. Because the reason why that's important is because if they're passionate about what they do, that they're going to stay on top of the market. They're going to keep an eye on what's going on. They're going to help educate you about the market and, the ups and downs and what things you should buy. And it's just good to work for somebody that's passionate about what they do, because they're always going to stay in the know. They're always going to stay connected. They're always going to know kind of what the next hot thing is. They're always going to know what secondary, older things you should go after they're already starting to circulate in the marketplace. So I think that's important. The second thing for me is I really like dealers that are free with their knowledge, whether you buy from them or not. I think every good dealer loves and enjoys educating people about the hobby and giving them knowledge and seeing people obtain knowledge so they can make better buying decisions about that, that suits their end goals. And I think that's important. And, when I go to a table and I see a coin that I haven't seen in a while, and I don't know a lot about, and if I ask a dealer, hey, can you tell me about this coin? Assuming he's not super busy right at the moment or whatever, I like a dealer that takes the time to tell me about that coin, that takes the time to tell me about attributes, the history, why is it priced the way it is, and what's his outlook on that particular coin. And any dealer that's not willing to take the time to do that, I don't know if I would deal with them. And so that's important. And again, please don't take what I'm saying as, the world is full of, bad dealers. That's not really the case. When you go to these shows, these dealers that are investing the money to go to these shows, they tend to be the best of the best. And almost all the dealers are going to be good, outstanding people. It's what kept me in the industry as long as I have, is that I love the people that are in the industry. They're great people. But you have your choice on where you spend your money. And so take the time to research who the people are behind the name of the company, so you can feel good about where you're spending that money, and you can feel good and have trust that those people are advising you with your best interest at heart, not necessarily their best interest at heart. It's, business is a two-way streak. There has to be a win-win on both sides. But that dealer needs and should take the time to educate you, so you feel confident about your decisions. When you walk away with a coin, or you buy a coin online from their site, you should never feel like, ooh, should I have really done that? You should walk away feeling good about that. And that stems from education, taking the time, the trust that you have with your dealer, and all those things are super important. So again, take the time and energy, especially if you're just starting off in this, to go to a show. It's really worthwhile for you to see the dealers, meet the dealers, and see the scope of the industry, so and have a feeling of what you want to do in it, and that's important. So anytime in the future you want to ask me questions about shows, or which ones, Chang, I live here, which ones should I attend, blah blah blah, DM us. I'm more than happy to answer direct messages and stuff like that. About shows and what you should look for at shows, and all those different things. It's important. So thanks so much, guys, for hearing me out, and have a great day. We'll talk to you later on.